Yo, what's happening, people? The international break is finally over, and the Premier League is back, which means that I'm back with another preview. And this week, Arsenal travel to Watford this Sunday. Watford tend to be quite tricky for Arsenal. I know last year we kind of snuck through a 1-0 win, but we've had some tricky times going there. So it's not going to be easy. As we always know, Arsenal's away form isn't great, but of course this season hoping to turn that around. They've already started with a win against Newcastle already and a loss against Liverpool in terms of our away games this year. So yeah, hoping to bounce back from that away defeat to Liverpool and the home draw to Tottenham. Against a good Watford side. Now, of course, this is the Danny Welbeck return game. We could see Danny Welbeck starting even for Watford, especially as Troy Deeney's out injured. So Danny Welbeck could come back and try and haunt us at Vicarage Road this week. On reflection, obviously, international breaks come. Hopefully, our players are coming back fit. But it's not been a too bad start of the season. I think we've had a decent couple of wins. Burnley, Newcastle, draw against Spurs. Probably would have liked to have won that game. And then of course the loss to Liverpool, which one of the best teams in the Premier League this season. It's not a shame to lose away there. Of course last time out we saw the first tryout of Aubameyang, Lacazette and Pepe will start. And as I said, barring injuries, I'm actually expecting Emery to go with something similar. So in terms of the lineup for today or this weekend, I'm going to go with Leno in goal. Big mistake against Tottenham. Shouldn't have really conceded that goal. The first one against Ericsson, he should have saved that from Lamela. Pushed it wide, but then he made up for it, you could say, with a couple of really good saves. So I'm happy with Leno. Martinez is nowhere near the standard that we need as a number one, so I'm expecting Leno to be in the sticks pretty much all season. So yeah, Leno in goal. Right back, Maitland-Niles, I thought he done quite well against Tottenham, and Bellerin is back in training, so hopefully it won't be too long before Bellerin comes and reclaims his place at right back. But for the time being, I'm going with Maitland-Niles and the same back four that we went last game. Socrates and David Luiz at centre back. Holding is again back in training. I think he played an under-23 game not too long ago. So, we could even see Holding return to the bench for Arsenal, which will be a massive boost for our defence because he looked good before he got injured last year at Old Trafford against Man United. So, yeah, Luiz and Socrates at the back. Left back, I'm going to go with Kolasinac. Now, before the Tottenham game, I said Monreal should start. Monreal weren't even at the club by the time the game kicked off, and Kolasinac got his start. I thought going forward he was brilliant. He was showing a threat. Tottenham played Sanchez at right back, so he was there trying to grill Sanchez, and he done quite well. Almost could have got a goal himself, almost could have got an assist himself. One was he was a bit too eager, was offside. The other one just not there in time. So, but I think this season, if we do play him at stages, especially when we go five at the back, he will show an intent going forward. It's the defensive side that worries us a bit. But again, Tierney's back in training, so he could be in the Arsenal squad come the end of September. So yeah, we'll wait and see what happens there. But for now, Kolasinac is already fit left back, so he goes in at left back. The midfield three, and for the first time this season, and well-deservedly, I'm putting Matteo Guendouzi in my team. As I said, I have not chosen him at all this season. Reason being, I still feel like Torreira and Xhaka are better players. People will grill me on the Xhaka one, but defensively he makes too many mistakes. Xhaka, fully aware of that, but actually his vision and play actually does help the team. He had a great shot against Spurs, which could have gone in. Played some good balls going forward in that second half. It was just his lack of discipline goes against him, and that's why I originally had Torreira and Xhaka in there. Torreira didn't have the best of games against Spurs, but we all know what he can do. So provided he comes back from Uruguay scot-free, he'll go in, and I'm actually going to go with I'm actually going to go with Torreira and Guendouzi, and I'm going to drop Xhaka just because of that mistake, actually. And I feel like Guendouzi's form is brilliant. The man's been called up into the France squad to replace Pogba, and he was brilliant against Spurs. My man of the match, as you may have seen in my review, dominated that Spurs midfield and has every right to say I should be starting from now on. And who am I to say any different? So I'll actually go with Torreira and Guendouzi in the two in front of that defence and see where we go from there. I still think Xhaka's got a big part to play throughout the season. There will be injuries, there will be suspensions, there will be form. But for the time being, for this game, I'm actually going to go with them two in front of the back four. And I'm going to go with the 4-2-3-1, which we actually played most of pre-season. A lot of people may not have realised it, but because of maybe didn't have Pepe at that time. But we actually did play a 4-2-3-1, and I know against Spurs we went to the 4-3-3. I felt that was a little bit too defensive, and it didn't give us enough attacking edge going forward. When we brought on Danny Ceballos, it just changes the game. So yeah, for me, Danny Ceballos comes in that number 10 position, and he should be starting now against Watford for me. Again, Ozil was back in training, so he will stake a claim at some point. But again, you have to go with form as well as talent, and Danny Ceballos is the man in form at the moment. Brilliant second half against Spurs, brilliant against Burnley, so he has to go in that squad for me. And then I'm going to go with the same front three. I'm going to go Pepe, Laka up top, and Aubameyang out wide on the left. Now listen, I know Aubameyang's not a left winger, and I know people say he didn't have his best game against Spurs because he wasn't played out of position, and I completely understand and agree with that. However, we have to try and get our best team out there, and for me, taking out Aubameyang or Lacazette and playing someone like a Reece Nelson limits Arsenal as a squad in the game. Now, I may live to regret that. I may even come back to this at the middle of towards the end of the season and say, listen, I was wrong. Maybe we should be starting with Nelson wide and putting Aubameyang up top, and maybe dropping Lacazette or dropping Pepe or whichever. But at the end of the day, I feel like the three of them need to just work together, and I guarantee you we will see goals from Aubameyang coming in from the left hand side. In fact, he scored one coming in from the left hand side against Burnley, where he picked up the ball from the left, running and banged it from the edge of the area. He's got that in his locker. Now against Tottenham, he went up top and Guendouzi played that lovely ball and he scored that goal. But then you look at that, what Lacazette done. I mean, when Lacazette was up top, 3 great touches to put the ball in the back of the net against Spurs. So both of them have got their qualities, man, and I just want to see both of them on the pitch. I want to see Aubameyang running that man. I want to see Pepe running that man, and I want to see Lacazette just doing his thing. So as you will know, Emery does not go with me, so that will not be the lineup that starts against Watford this weekend. But that's what I think we'll go with. In terms of the result, it's always a tricky one after the international break. You never know who's coming in with the actual form, who's coming in with the players fit. I'm probably assuming Arsenal have got a few more players than Watford out at international duty, especially because it's away from home. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win, 2-1 away win to Arsenal, and I'll take that. Any away win this season, I'm taking it, hands down. Of course, we need the performance with it as well as we go throughout the season, but right now, I'm taking the 2-1. We need to get back onto winning ways after the international break. And yeah, let's hope Pepe gets on a score sheet, because, you know, for a man like Pepe, it looks like confidence is a key to his game. He's big price tag on him, and he played well against Spurs. He just couldn't get that goal. I expect him to be a goal threat. We had bare chances against Spurs. So I'm assuming this team's going to create chances this season, man. And, you know, we've got options. You know, Mickey's gone. Farewell, Mickey. He's left the club. He's gone to Roma. And it just shows that now we're going to be investing in the youth. Now Nelson's going to be given chances. Martinelli, who we signed in the summer, he's going to be given chances as well. And he's still got the likes of Mesut Ozil on the bench. Yeah, we've got a lot of games coming up in the next 21 days. Those games will be back-to-back, midweek, weekly games. Like I said, Europa League, Carabao Cup is now getting to get underway when Carl Jenkinson returns to the Emirates with Nottingham Forest. So, yeah, look, games are going to be coming thick and fast. I'm ready. I'm excited for it, man. And, yeah.